Is there something that you've seen over doing this over years that coaches do that really negatively affects their players mentally that they should avoid doing?
So that's a great question. So, I think, you know, one thing that, I don't know if there's anything I can isolate in terms of like, okay, negative,
Right.
don't
Yeah.
do this. And it also kind of gets
I
us
know.
into that.
I know.
Like,
When I
don't
asked
do
the
this,
question.
right? It's kind of tough. One thing that I love to kind of put in place, with teams and with coaches, is terms of just kind of like a reflective technique, after a practice, after a game. And I kind of stole it from like Navy SEALs.
Okay.
So they do these after action reviews, right? They go out on a mission, they come back from their mission, they need to quickly break down what worked, what didn't work. And so they focus on 2 words, sustain and improve. So sustain, what are the things that worked? 2 or 3 things. What went well, right? What are the things we saw? And then improve, how are we going to get better? For the things that didn't work, what does that mean? Because this gets us a little bit off of the results-oriented roller coaster, right? It was a great game, 4 for 4, everything's great. 0 for 4, horrible game, nothing worked, that kind of stuff. So even in the worst of days, there's going to be things that we did well, that we can kind of focus on and like take a couple of those things away. And then for the things that didn't go well, which is real, like even on the best of days, there's some things that didn't go well. It gets us focused on forward, right? Like what are we doing to improve those things that are going on? And so that sustain, improve kind of approach is something I love to kind of put in with coaches, put in with teams, put in with individual athletes that I work with in terms of reflecting on a way that's going to help us be successful.
That's really good. As we wrap up,
Yeah.
I'd love for you to give, and it may be that's just what you just did.
Yeah.
But some advice for parents.
Yeah.
Car ride. You always hear about car ride home.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of damage that's being done.
Yeah.
On car rides home and things like that. And maybe it's that, what you just said. But do you have another element or another piece of advice for parents with young kids as they're going through their whole development of a career? Ways to help them navigate that.
Yeah. So something that I kind of stole from a really good colleague of mine named Jared Spencer. He always says that no conversation about the game until they are showered, fed, hydrated, right? So if we can wait, right? Wait that out, right? Because I don't know about you, when I am thirsty, I am hungry, I'm starving, I'm dirty. I do not want to have conversations about my performance, right? Like I may have done great, I may have done absolutely bombed out on things, but I'm not in the mood necessarily to kind of do that. But if you think about all right, let's get them fed, let's get some food in them, get them a shower, and then as a parent, that also kind of helps you to think about is this that urgent, right? Is this really something that I need to work out for myself, or I need to do that? Because you may be maybe that wasn't that important for us to talk about. Right. And so I think kind of having a little bit of that just kind of brings a little bit of distance, puts us in a little bit better mindset, and then be like, I have a question about that.
Lowers the emotions a little bit.
Take a little bit of that emotion, that time can kind of be helpful, and then then if we really want to kind of talk about that performance, that game, what happened that day, then we can have a conversation about that.
Yeah. If you enjoyed that clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the full podcast, click right here. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you find this content valuable.